Today on Nearman Condition, what are we going to talk about today?
Have you guys ever given birth to a kid? That kid grew up to be a real dick, so you swallowed it back up, and then gave birth again, and then that became a real convoluted of his previous self. And then you gave birth again after you swallowed him back up.
So DC Rebirth?
Exactly. We're going to catch you up to what's going on in DC Rebirth for the last 6 months.
In September 2011, DC decided to overhaul the DC universe, take the characters that you know and love, and change their origins around, create new worlds with them. This was the DC 52 universe.
The new 52.
The new 52. But that all changed because of Watchmen.
Because Watchmen. So in about May of 2016, DC decided to restart the universe, right? Each of these new 52 titles, they started with one, obviously, and ended in 52. And they thought, there's a lot of legacy kind of being lost with some of the characters and some of the progressions, such as, Robin going to Nightwing, going to Batman, things like that. So they decided to go with this DC Rebirth to give more depth to the characters.
Wally West was the Flash when I started reading DC, because the Flash, Barry Allen, died in the Crisis in 86.
Okay.
So, and it's like, oh, what happened to Wally West? Oh, he was kicked out of New 52? Well, fuck that. I'm glad I didn't read New 52. I knew Barry was back and everything, and that's fine, but the thing is, it's weird because it goes around with Wally trying to pull his way back into the New 52 universe. Something is wrong. It's what is wrong about all this? I can't tell. Oh, they've taken the love from these characters, and it's like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But then Omar and I are talking about it, and he's talking about, it brought back Ryan Choi, and it brought back Dr. Fate, and it brought back all these guys,
helmet, right?
And I'm like, what happened to Ryan Choi? Ryan Choi was great.
Killed by Deathstroke.
He was another one of my favorite characters, and I didn't know any of these characters were gone.
You knew Ted.
Out of the New 52.
Ted was gone. Ted's been gone.
Well, Ted Kord, yeah, but he's been gone for a long
Identity
time.
Crisis. Oh, no,
sure.
Infinite Crisis.
And
Prelude.
But
Countdown.
So this was very strange though, because it was billed as, at least I perceived it as, hey, why don't you try us again? Look at this Rebirth thing.
Well,
this is a good new place to start.
I do have to say, so what you said annoys the piss out of me. What happens in 52 and in this is that they take aspects of these characters, right? They're like, okay, we're gonna restart it again, but only certain characters are gonna get restarted.
Well, yeah.
Everything else, Batman, Batman still Nightfall happened. And the whole thing got confusing when we talked about this earlier in our 5th episode about, Red Robin, right?
Right.
Tim Drake was never Batman's Robin. He was just Red Robin, and then now he's back to being Red Robin that was under the wing
Tim
of
Drake,
Batman.
another one. See, basically, what
And
New
Red
52
Hood.
did was it just eliminated all of my favorite DC characters.
So, that's actually the purpose of this Rebirth, right?
Was Kyle Rayner ever a Green Lantern? Was he ever a
He
Green
was in the
Lantern?
New Guardians. Yeah,
Okay.
he was a Lantern. And
Was he the Lantern? Was he the Lantern who saved the Lanterns, or was that just Hal Jordan all the time?
In New 52, the characters that weren't really touched were either they were Batman and Green Lantern. So those stories, Sinestro Corp, Blackest Night, all that stuff happened, and then New 52 went on. The big characters that got the rehaul were Superman.
Yeah.
Superman was younger. Okay. Now, I do have to talk about that really quick, and then we'll get to what's going on, because this episode is about, kind of catch you up on the 6 months that have been going on since the New 50, or the DC Rebirth started. So Superman was like a younger Superman with no underwear, right? Like he just wore like
right. He went commando.
He wore
commando.
shorts.
So his character arc ended. Like he got killed. New 52 Superman is dead. our Superman from Infinite Crisis, the Superman that married Lois Lane, made it into the New 52 world somehow with Lois Lane and their kid, who also has superpowers. He's also half Kryptonian, of course, so he has the power of like laser eyes and shit like that. They made it, right? Okay. And they were there during the time that the New 52 Superman died. Before New 52 Superman died, he let out this burst of energy, and Lois Lane, New 52 Lois Lane, and New 52 Lana Lang got hit with this, which gave them superpowers, and they became Superwoman. Now the Superman is our Superman from pre-Flashpoint. He is Superman, and Superwoman is Lois Lane from New 52, even though there's an old Lois Lane. Okay. So they killed New 52. They killed New 52 Lois Lane.
I am
and now confused Lena is the only Superwoman. You know, we're about 6 months in. These books are being shipped bi-weekly, so they're shipped twice a month. Yeah. The best use of that to me is the Wonder Woman book. Wonder Woman ships twice a week. The odd numbers are her origin story, her past, and then the even numbers are like what's going on in the present. Okay. They're all done by wonderful Greg Rucka, and the artwork is really nice. I'm a big fan of that book. And surprisingly, I'm a big fan of Action Comics. Action Comics and Detective Comics went back to their original number system. Okay. So they're about to hit the big 1,000. That's big. That was a big deal. I'm a big fan of Action Comics. Action Comics is about like our Superman coming back to this Earth, dealing with Lex Luthor. It's written by Dan Jurgens.
Superman started.
Yeah, Dan Jurgens, the guy that killed Superman, and wrote some really good 90s stories, and he's taking that and he's doing a really good job. I really like Lex Luthor. Like, he's the Lex Luthor from Jeff Johns' run in JLA, where he's like, "No, I'm a good guy. I'm gonna put on this suit and save this city. There's only room enough for one Superman here, and it's fucking Lex Luthor." Right? Who the hell's this old Superman? My Superman's dead. I'm a big fan of the Titans book because I love Wally West, and Wally West is centered in that book. He's trying to figure out where he was, where he's been, who pulled him out of the
Speed Force-ish.
He got yanked from the Speed Force by a blue hand, who we all think is
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan.
Right?
We know that one.
Dr. Blue Penis Man.
So we don't know what Dr. Manhattan's plan is, right? We don't know if he's playing the role of a villain, why he did this, why he created the New 52, because now they're saying that Dr. Manhattan created the New 52. We don't know if it was like he saw that the characters were evil, we need to start over from scratch, but we know that he's also capturing characters. Like, Tim Drake is now dead in the Detective Comics, right? But he's actually taken into this prison where we believe is Dr. Manhattan.
But someone with a giant blue penis.
Who else could it be?
Right.
But it could be somebody else. And he's like, "Batman's gonna find me. Wait till he gets a hold of you. Because, he's gonna figure out I'm not dead." So that's where that is.
That doesn't sound like the Tim Drake I know.
No, the Tim Drake would get out. And I'm sure he will.
He respects my Tim Drake.
Yeah. He was mine, Robin, too. I wasn't a big fan. I voted to get Jason Todd killed.
That was a thing?
Yeah, you called an 900 number. You paid 75 cents. You voted
whether he survived or
died.
That's fantastic.
And sadly, we all wanted him dead because enough people killed him. Yeah. So then you have the Green Lanterns. Hal's back to being a Green Lantern, and you have two books. You have Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, where they're trying to figure out where all the Green Lanterns are. They're trying to get them out back. And then you have the new Green Lanterns book, which is the two new characters, Jessica Cruz, and I cannot remember the gentleman's name,
The other Green Lantern.
Well, no, it's cool because, she's Latino and he's Muslim, so it's like two minorities that are like defenders of Earth representing the Green Lantern Corps. So they're in the Justice League, and the Justice League book is not that great.
Well, I'm not going to say it never
The Justice League book it's not that great. It's written by Brian Hitch, who we all know is a great artist, but not that great of a writer. Hey, don't get me wrong, there are some great artists that turn out to be really good writers, like Tony Daniel, right? Great fucking artist, and turned out to be a really good writer. I was a big fan of his detective run on New 52. But there are comics that I'm not really digging. I'm not a big fan of the new Batman comic, which is written by Tom King, who wrote Omega Man in the Vision book. And I've read Omega Man. I went back and just read it last week, and it was really good. And he wrote another book called Sheriff. So it surprised me I'm not digging this book. And it's mainly because of the two characters that played a role in it. Like, they're kind of two superhero characters.
Yeah.
It's Batman and Gotham Girl that have superpowers. Gotham goes batshit crazy, and he starts, like, killing people, so they have to kill him, and then Gotham Girls go, kind of goes batshit crazy, too. And she's alive, though, so she's helping Gotham City. So, my thing is, like, Batman already has enough of mythos that he has enough characters to use. Why create brand new characters, right? What's the point of these lame-ass characters when you can use a bunch of other characters that Batman has? Obviously, which is what they're trying to do in Detective Comics. I have no idea how the hell why they stuck Clayface in that group, though, but hey, whatever. I'm along for the ride.
No, and I'm all for, I've always enjoyed the idea that DC is much more willing to clear the slate and try something new than Marvel. Marvel's continuity has just gone on forever, and even their reality setting events are reality resetting for 6 months or a year.
Pick out of the titles one or two, and then tell me where we should start with the books. Should we start at one? Should we?
Yeah, they're newly released. I mean, they're like 9 or 10 books in, but they've only been going for 5 months.
Is it Wonder Woman?
Definitely Wonder Woman. Greg Rucka's Wonder Woman is awesome. I really like Brian Azzarello's take, kind of a horror take on Wonder Woman, but Greg Rucka wrote the best run of Wonder Woman for me back in the early aughts, right before Infinite Crisis.
Okay, Wonder Woman.
This Wonder Woman's really good, but like I said, it goes from origin to what's going on in the present.
That's
it
cool.
adds old characters are back, new characters are introduced. So I really like that. I really like Titans, because that's the story of Wally West and the rest of the,
Teen Titans.
No, not Teen Titans.
Just the Titans.
Just Titans.
Titans, okay.
Now, would you go with a Batman or Superman?
I would go with Action Comics. Superman is really good because it's more of the story about him and his kiddo. There's another book that's coming out, I believe in January. It's going to be son of what is it? Super Sons or something like it's Damien.
Son of Super Sons Krypton.
Well, it's Damien, which is Batman's kid, and Superman's kid. It's like a team up book.
Oh, okay.
I think that's pretty cool.
Like Boruto.
The one character, so they're trying new things. They brought back Jaime Reyes, right? So
cool.
He's Blue Beetle again. Batgirl is pretty fun. I really like Green Arrow because now he's back teaming up with Black Canary. They were in the first issue of Green Arrow. He was like, "Hey, it's like we should be teaming up a long time ago if this feels natural." Because remember, like the New 52, he was not with Black Canary. Yeah. He lost his goatee. Now he's got this, his Errol Flynn like look. So he's back to looking like that. The Detective Comics is pretty fun because, it takes a bat team, Batwoman, Batman, and leading this team, training this team. I'm a big fan of spoilers. Stephanie Brown's in it. Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, which I think she's just known as Orphan now.
Spoilers.
And Clayface.
Orphan.
Well, because we have Batgirl. We have a
sad girl.
Remember, this is the girl whose language was violence, right? So, I mean, there are really good books to be checking out. And like I said, there's a reason why these books are outselling Marvel right now.
Cool.
So that's kind of a gist of what's going on in the DC Rebirth universe. There's some really good stuff out there that you should check out. We mentioned just a little bit of it. There's plenty of other good books. Please share if you enjoy our show. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. We also have a Facebook and Twitter and Instagram that you can follow. Go. Share. But Black Wally and now Wally are in the same world, and they're like,
and they're hanging out.
No, they're not hanging out. They're cousins.
Yeah, they're cousins,
right? They're like, I guess Dr. Manhattan was like, well, let's make this politically correct. Cousins.